Have you ever felt completely drained for absolutely no reason? Like someone's literally pulling your energy away while you sleep. You wake up exhausted, and no matter how much rest you get, that heavy feeling never quite goes away. Here's something they never teach you in school or any self-help book. There's a 60-second technique used by ancient protectors that can cut these invisible attacks instantly. And I'm about to show you exactly why this knowledge has been deliberately kept from you. Before we go any further, I need you to understand something crucial. If you've experienced any of these signs, you've been under energetic attack. Unexplained fatigue that feels like you've run a marathon even though you just woke up. Sudden waves of bad luck where obstacles appear out of nowhere right when things were finally going well. That creepy sensation of being watched when you're completely alone. Relationships deteriorating for no clear reason. Like something's driving a wedge between you and the people you care about most. Your body has been trying to warn you. Those aren't random experiences. They're symptoms of energy theft happening right now, in this very moment. And here's what makes this even more disturbing. Most people attacking you don't even realize they're doing it. Let me explain the science behind this. Everything in the universe is energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions. They all carry energetic signatures that can be directed consciously or unconsciously toward other people. Modern quantum physics is only now beginning to understand what ancient masters knew thousands of years ago. When someone focuses negative attention on you, whether through jealousy, envy, or pure malicious intent, they create an energetic cord. Your body functions like a radio receiver, constantly picking up these transmissions. Just as your phone connects to invisible Wi-Fi signals, your energy field responds to invisible, emotional broadcasts. That jealous coworker, their resentment creates a frequency that your system automatically tunes into, draining your power like a phantom app running in the background. And here's the part that's going to sound crazy, but is absolutely true. Skeptics are the most vulnerable. If you're someone who doesn't believe in energy work, you have zero defenses. It's like leaving your front door wide open in the worst neighborhood imaginable. Your rational mind, the one that dismisses all this as nonsense, that's your biggest weakness. Because while you're busy being logical, someone else's negative thoughts are draining you dry. Now you might be thinking this only happens with serious curses or deliberate witchcraft. That's what they want you to believe. Because if you knew the truth, if you understood that every jealous coworker, every envious family member, every person who silently resents your success is sending energetic attacks your way, you'd realize you're under assault from multiple directions right now. This very second, jealousy is an energy weapon. Envy is an energy weapon. Even unconscious negative thoughts create energetic projectiles that lodge themselves in your field and start draining you. You don't need someone performing elaborate rituals with candles and symbols. All it takes is one person wishing you weren't so successful, and boom, your energy starts leaking. So let's talk about why nobody teaches you this. Why isn't this fundamental survival information taught in schools? Why don't spiritual teachers share the fastest, most effective protection methods? Because knowledge is power, and throughout history, those in power have systematically suppressed techniques that would make ordinary people too strong to control. Go back a few centuries. Protection rituals were mainstream across every major civilization. Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, indigenous cultures worldwide. Everyone understood that energetic boundaries were as important as physical ones. But then something shifted. Religious institutions realized that if people could protect and empower themselves, they wouldn't need intermediaries. They wouldn't need priests, churches, or elaborate hierarchies promising salvation. So they removed the practices. They labeled indigenous wisdom as primitive superstition. They called ancient techniques dangerous. They convinced entire populations that seeking spiritual power outside approved institutions was heretical or demonic. It was the ultimate power consolidation. Strip people of their natural defenses, make them dependent on external authority, and you control everything. But here's what they couldn't completely erase. When tradition, hidden in the mountains of Tibet, preserved the fastest emergency energy clearing method ever developed. Not the long, complicated rituals you find in books. Not the hour-long meditations that require perfect concentration. A 60-second reset that monks used when they were under psychic attack from rival practitioners or negative entities. Now, I know what you're thinking. 60 seconds sounds too fast to be effective. That's exactly the conditioning they programmed into you. The belief that real spiritual work has to be complex, time-consuming, difficult. That's another control mechanism. Because if protection was simple and fast, everyone would use it. You'd be empowered. You'd walk through life immune to other people's negativity. The truth is, the most powerful techniques are often the simplest. The Tibetan monks who developed this weren't interested in impressive ceremonies. They needed something that worked instantly when they were in danger. Something so effective that it could sever all negative attachments in the time it takes to draw 3 breaths. And what they discovered changed everything. But first, you need to understand exactly where these attacks enter your system. The secret lies in the 3 energy gates that only masters knew about. These aren't the chakras you've heard of in mainstream spiritual teachings. Those are important, but they're not the access points for emergency intervention. Here's what Tibetan monks discovered after centuries of observation. When they placed monks under deliberate psychic attack in controlled monastery conditions, they noticed energy didn't seep in gradually everywhere. It entered through 3 specific breach points, like water finding cracks in a dam. The 3 gates are these precise energetic junctions where foreign energy enters and attaches to your system. Your solar plexus, where others' projections about your power first make contact. Your heart center, where emotional manipulation finds its anchor. Your crown, where mental intrusions breach your consciousness. These are the weak points in your field, the places where psychic attacks lodge themselves and start draining you. Gate 1 is where other people's thoughts about you first make contact. Gate 2 is where emotional projections convert into energetic cords. Gate 3 is where those cords anchor themselves and begin the draining process. When you know how to close all 3 simultaneously, you don't just block new attacks. You reverse the flow. You send all that stolen energy back to its source while sealing yourself in a boundary they can't penetrate. I'll show you the exact location of these gates and the activation sequence in just a moment. But first, you need to understand why this technique specifically is different from everything else you've tried. Most protection methods are reactive. You shield yourself, hoping the shield holds, but shields can be overwhelmed. They can crack under sustained pressure, and they do nothing about the energy that's already been stolen from you. You're defending, not resetting. That's why you still feel drained even after doing protection rituals. Because those rituals don't address what's already happened. The 60-second technique is proactive. It doesn't defend. It resets your entire energetic system back to neutral. It cuts every cord regardless of who sent it or how long it's been attached. And here's the justice part that people love. All the energy that was stolen from you automatically returns, while simultaneously being sent back to whoever tried to take it. They get a taste of what they've been doing to you. There's something you should know about people who practice this technique. They walk differently. They carry themselves with a kind of quiet confidence that makes others instinctively respect their boundaries. You'll start recognizing them once you join their ranks. It's subtle, but it's there. A certain quality in the eyes, a calm assurance that comes from knowing nobody can drain you anymore. Now let me ask you something. Have you been experiencing any of these physical symptoms? Unexplained exhaustion that doesn't improve with sleep. Persistent headaches, especially at the base of your skull. Sleep disturbances, either insomnia or oversleeping without feeling rested. These are the body's way of screaming that it's under energetic assault. What about emotional symptoms? Sudden anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere. Irritability that's completely disproportionate to whatever's happening. Depression that descends like a heavy blanket even when your life circumstances don't warrant it. Your emotional body is trying to tell you that foreign energy is interfering with your natural state. And mentally, brain fog where you can't think clearly or make decisions. Inability to focus on tasks that normally wouldn't be difficult. Intrusive thoughts that don't sound like your own voice? That's psychic interference manifesting in your mental processes. Someone else's thoughts are literally occupying space in your mind. Every second you wait to learn this technique, more energy drains away. Every moment you spend unprotected is another moment someone's negative thoughts are siphoning your life force. You could be living at full power, fully energized, completely protected. Instead, you're operating at maybe 30% capacity because multiple people are feeding off you without your conscious awareness. So here's what you need to know about the 3 principles that make this work. Intention, breath, and sound. These 3 elements working together create an energetic reset so powerful that it overrides everything else. Your intention directs the reset, telling your system exactly what needs to happen. Your breath activates the 3 energy gates, opening them for the clearing process. And sound, specifically a certain frequency, seals your boundary so nothing can reattach after the reset completes. You'll need all 3 operating simultaneously. This isn't a step 1, step 2, step 3 process. It's a unified sequence where everything happens at once, which is why I'm going to walk you through this step by step in a way that makes it absolutely foolproof. You're going to know exactly where to direct your intention, exactly how to breathe to activate those gates, and exactly what sound frequency creates that impenetrable seal. But before I show you the technique itself, there's something you need to understand about why this specific method was removed from public spiritual texts. Remember when I said they don't want you empowered? Here's the proof. Imagine walking into a library and discovering that half the books have had their final chapters torn out. That's exactly what happened in the 1800s, when multiple spiritual manuscripts were edited by religious authorities. In ancient Egypt, priestesses taught women how to seal their energy fields before entering crowded marketplaces. These techniques were considered basic life skills, like learning to read or cook. But when texts that had been publicly available for centuries suddenly got sanitized, these practical techniques vanished. The ones that actually worked, those got removed. What remained were the philosophies, the theories, the moral teachings. All the stuff that sounds nice but doesn't give you any real power. They left you with the what and the why but removed the how. You can read about the importance of energetic boundaries in dozens of spiritual books. What you won't find are the actual methods the masters used. Those were deliberately erased because mass empowerment threatened control structures. Think about it. If everyone knew how to protect themselves, how to maintain their energy, how to reverse attacks instantly, who would need to depend on external authorities for protection? Who would live in fear of other people's negativity? Who would feel powerless against invisible forces? Nobody. And that's exactly what those in power couldn't allow. But here's your choice point. Right now, someone could be draining you while you're watching this. In the next 60 seconds of this video, you're going to learn what most people spend years trying to discover. I'm going to show you the exact locations of the 3 energy gates in your body. Then I'll teach the precise 60-second sequence that activates them. And I'll explain why you absolutely must do this in a specific order, because if you activate the gates incorrectly, it won't just fail to work. It could actually make things worse by opening channels without properly sealing them. This knowledge requires responsibility. Once you know this, once you can do this, you can't unknow it. You'll see energy dynamics playing out everywhere. You'll recognize when people are trying to drain you. You'll feel when someone's sending negativity your way. And you'll have the power to cut it off instantly and return it to sender. Some people aren't ready for that level of awareness. They prefer to remain unconscious, to believe that their exhaustion is just stress or poor sleep. They want to think that bad luck is random and relationships fall apart for normal reasons. If that's you, if you'd rather not know, this is your chance to stop watching. But if you're ready to take your power back, if you're done being a victim of other people's energy, if you want to walk through life fully protected and operating at your maximum capacity, then stay with me, because what I'm about to show you will change everything. Let me reveal the 3 energy gates I mentioned. Here's what they never tell you about these gates. They're located in 3 specific points of your energetic body. Gate 1 is your solar plexus, the power center just below your rib cage. This is where your personal power resides, where your sense of self and autonomy lives. Gate 2 is your heart center, the connection hub in the middle of your chest. This is where you form energetic bonds with others, where love flows in and out. Gate 3 is your crown, the divine boundary at the top of your head. This is your connection to higher consciousness, to source energy, to the infinite. But here's the critical part most people miss. These gates must be cleared in this exact order, from bottom to top. Solar plexus first, then heart, then crown. Why? Because energy flows upward naturally through your body. If you try to clear them in reverse order, you leave back doors open. You might seal your crown while your solar plexus is still leaking power. It's like locking the front door of your house while leaving all the windows wide open. The ancient masters tested this sequence for over 1,000 years across multiple traditions. Tibetan monks, Taoist practitioners, shamanic healers, they all arrived at the same conclusion independently, bottom to top, always. But knowing the location of these gates isn't enough. You need the activation sequence, the specific protocol that actually closes them, seals them, fortifies them. And that's exactly what I'm about to walk you through. This is the 60-second reset I promised you. And we're going to do this together right now. So have your hands ready. Position yourself comfortably, either sitting or standing. You'll need to be able to place your hands on different parts of your body, so make sure you're free to move. Take a moment to prepare yourself. What you're about to learn is something most people will never experience in their entire lives. Before we begin the actual technique, let's set up properly. Stand or sit with your spine straight. This is crucial. Your spine is the central channel through which your energy flows. If it's curved or collapsed, the energy can't move freely. Imagine your spine as a fiber optic cable. When it's bent or kinked, the signal degrades. When it's straight, energy flows at full capacity. So straighten your spine. Feel your head floating upward as if suspended by an invisible thread. Your shoulders relaxed, but your posture dignified. Now we're going to place our hands over each gate in sequence. Solar plexus, heart, crown. But before we touch anything, we need to set an intention. This isn't just a mechanical process. Your intention directs the energy the way a conductor directs an orchestra. Each instrument can play notes, but without direction, it's chaos. So repeat these words in your mind or out loud. I reclaim my energy. I return what isn't mine. I seal my boundaries. Feel the weight of those words. They're not just affirmations. They're declarations of your sovereign right to your own energy field. Now we begin cycle 1, the solar plexus gate. Place your hands just below your rib cage, fingers spread wide, covering the entire area. Your hands should feel warm against your body. Now breathe in deeply through your nose for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath for 2 counts. 1, 2. And now exhale forcefully through your mouth for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you exhale, make a sound. A low, guttural sound. Hey! Let it come from deep in your belly. As you do this, visualize a yellow light at your solar plexus spinning counterclockwise. See it cutting invisible cords, severing connections, reclaiming stolen energy. You might feel warmth. You might feel tingling. You might feel a slight pressure releasing. That's the reset happening in real time. That's your power center activating. Do this breathing cycle 3 times in total. Inhale, hold, forceful exhale with sound. Inhale, hold, forceful exhale with sound. One more time. Inhale, hold, forceful exhale with sound. Now we move to cycle 2, the heart gate. Move your hands to the center of your chest, palms flat against your heart center. This cycle is gentler. We're not forcing here. We're opening and clearing with love. Breathe in gently through your nose for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2 counts. 1, 2. And exhale slowly through your nose for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you exhale, hum softly. Let the vibration resonate in your chest cavity. Feel it buzzing against your palms. Visualize a green light at your heart, pulsing outward in waves. See it clearing old attachments, releasing energy that doesn't belong to you, creating clean boundaries around your connection hub. Some people feel pressure releasing from their chest. Others sense an expansion, like their heart is opening wider. Both are normal. Both are signs of the clearing happening. Repeat this breathing cycle 3 times. Gentle inhale, hold, slow exhale with hum. Again, and once more. Now for the final cycle. Cycle 3. The crown gate. This one is different. You won't touch your head. Instead, hold your hands a few inches above the top of your head, palms facing down, hovering over your crown. Take the deepest breath you can, filling your lungs completely. Count to 4 as you inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath for 4 counts this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale completely, emptying every bit of air from your lungs. Count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This exhale is silent, but in your mind, declare firmly, I am sealed. See a violet light creating a dome above your head, a protective boundary between you and the energy of others. This seal is impenetrable. Nothing drains you without your conscious permission. You might feel a subtle shift in the room. The air might feel different. Some people experience a moment of crystal clear mental clarity, like a fog lifting. That's your crown gate sealing. Repeat this cycle 3 times. Deep inhale, extended hold, complete exhale with mental declaration. Again, and one final time. The technique is complete, but there's one more step. Grounding. You've moved a lot of energy. Now you need to anchor it. Stomp your feet 3 times firmly on the ground. Left, right, left. Feel the vibration traveling up through your legs into your core. This connects you back to the earth. Stabilizes the new energetic configuration you've just created. Now speak this declaration out loud. My energy is mine. I walk in power. No force can drain me. Finally, clap your hands once, sharply. This is the energetic punctuation mark. The seal is set. You just did what most people will never learn in their entire lives. You took control of your own energy field. So how should you feel right now? Most people report feeling lighter immediately. Like a weight they didn't know they were carrying just lifted. Mental clarity improves. That brain fog you might have been experiencing starts to dissipate. You feel more present, more grounded in your body. If you don't feel anything dramatic right now, that's also completely normal. It could mean you were already fairly protected, or it could mean the effects will compound over the next few hours and days as your energy stabilizes. Some people need to repeat this with more focused intention before they feel the full effect. Trust the process. This isn't a one-time magic fix. It's a practice, and practices become more powerful the more you engage with them. Now let's talk about why this works. On a scientific level, breath work activates your parasympathetic nervous system. This is the part of your nervous system responsible for rest, recovery, and regulation. When you breathe consciously and rhythmically, you signal to your body that it's safe. You shift out of fight or flight mode. But there's more happening here than just neurology. The sound frequencies you created with your voice disrupt negative energetic patterns. Just like how opera singers can shatter glass with the right frequency, your voice can shatter energetic attachments. And the intention you set, the mental declarations, those direct the quantum field around you. Modern physics is starting to validate what ancient practices have known for millennia. Consciousness affects matter. Intention shapes reality. When you declare, I reclaim my energy, you're not just speaking words. You're issuing a command to the field itself. So what results can you expect from this technique? Let me share what thousands of practitioners have reported following a clear timeline. Within hours, many people notice increased energy levels. One practitioner described it like this: I felt like someone removed a weighted blanket I didn't know I was wearing. Tasks that felt exhausting before suddenly feel manageable. Mental clarity improves. You think more clearly, make decisions more easily. Emotional stability increases. You're less reactive, less easily triggered by other people's moods. Within days, you might start noticing external shifts. Obstacles that seemed insurmountable begin to dissolve. A yoga teacher in Portland reported that a difficult client who'd been draining her energy for months suddenly canceled all future sessions, no explanation given. Relationships improve because you're no longer unconsciously absorbing other people's emotional states. Opportunities appear. Some people call it luck returning, but it's not luck. It's your natural state of flow being restored. Within weeks, practitioners report a profound sense of energetic protection. They can walk into toxic environments and remain completely unaffected. They become immune to energy vampires. They feel empowered, sovereign, unshakable. Thousands of people who've learned this technique report the same patterns. And here's something interesting. People around you are going to start asking what changed. They'll notice something different about you. Your energy will feel cleaner, stronger, more magnetic. Be careful who you tell. Not everyone is ready to hear about energetic sovereignty. Now let's talk about when to use this technique. Ideally, you want to incorporate this into your daily morning routine. Think of it as preventative protection. You brush your teeth every day to prevent cavities. This is energetic hygiene. 60 seconds every morning to seal your field before you go out into the world. But you can also use this situationally. After you've had a conflict with someone, do the reset. After spending time in a toxic environment, like a stressful workplace or a crowded space, do the reset. Anytime you feel drained, scattered, or emotionally hijacked, do the reset. And if you recognize the symptoms of an active energetic attack that we discussed earlier, the sudden fatigue, the brain fog, the emotional overwhelm, this becomes your emergency protocol. 60 seconds to reclaim your power immediately. I personally recommend practicing this daily for 40 days. In many spiritual traditions, 40 days is the time required to install a new pattern into your consciousness, to make it automatic. After 40 days of consistent practice, your energy field will maintain these boundaries naturally. You'll have internalized something most people never discover: the capacity to walk through life sovereign, protected, and fully in command of your own energy. With this power comes responsibility. This technique gives you the ability to protect yourself, to reclaim your sovereignty, to walk through life unaffected by energy vampires. But don't use this as a way to avoid your own inner work. If you're carrying unresolved trauma, shadow aspects, repressed emotions, those will still create vulnerabilities in your field. No external technique can replace genuine self-reflection and healing. The goal here isn't to build impenetrable walls that keep everyone out. The goal is sovereignty, conscious choice about who and what you allow into your energy field. You want to maintain your capacity for connection, for love, for vulnerability with people you trust. This isn't about superiority, it's about self-respect. You're now part of a small group of people on this planet who understand how energetic attacks work and how to defend against them. Honor that knowledge. Use it wisely. Share it with others who are ready. But recognize that not everyone is prepared for this level of awareness. And that's perfectly okay. So let's acknowledge what you've accomplished in this journey together. You now understand why you've been feeling drained. It wasn't your imagination. It wasn't weakness. It was energetic attack, and now you recognize the patterns. You understand how these attacks work. The mechanisms, the symptoms, the entry points through the 3 energy gates. Most importantly, you've learned the 60-second reset. The exact protocol to close your energy gates, reclaim your power, and seal your boundaries. This is the technique that was deliberately kept from mainstream teaching. The knowledge that empowers you to walk through life, protected, sovereign, fully in command of your own energetic reality. You've invested these minutes in something that most people will never discover. Most people will live their whole lives unconsciously leaking energy, wondering why they're always exhausted, always struggling, always feeling like something invisible is draining them. But you're not most people anymore. You have the knowledge. You have the technique. You have the power to reclaim what's been taken from you. This prepares you for a life of greater clarity, presence, and intention. A life where you choose who and what enters your energetic field, where jealousy bounces off you instead of penetrating, where negativity flows past you like water off stone, where you maintain your energy levels naturally, operating at full capacity instead of the depleted 30% most people accept as normal. So here's what comes next. Practice the 60-second reset. Make it part of your daily routine, your energetic hygiene. Notice how your energy shifts over the coming hours and days. Pay attention to the changes, the increased mental clarity, the emotional stability, the sense of protection that grows stronger with each practice. Watch as obstacles begin to dissolve, as toxic people naturally distance themselves from your strengthened field, as your natural state of flow returns. And if this knowledge resonates with you, if you feel called to share this wisdom with others who are ready, consider joining this community. Not everyone is prepared to hear these truths, but those who are, those who recognize the reality of energetic sovereignty, they're the ones who will benefit most from this practice. Welcome to your power. You've just stepped into a reality most people don't even know exists. This is your birthright. This is your sovereignty. And it's been here waiting for you all along.